Hey everybody, it's Tia DeShay. Today is Thursday, March 10th, 2022. It is 12:45 p.m. and this is the 40-Day Prosperity Plan, Part 1, brought to you by Selah Leadership Academy for Creative and Intuitive Studies, LLC, an educational component of Tia DeShay, LLC. And this is just a supplement for the book, The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. This is not to substitute you buying the book. This is just a supplement where I will go through the entire book with you, including the 40-Day Prosperity Plan, in a way to help you, just to highlight some of the nuggets that I gleaned from the book. All right, so this is the 40-Day Prosperity Plan, Part 1, brought to you by the Selah Leadership Academy for Creative and Intuitive Studies, LLC, an educational component of Tia DeShay, LLC. And giving credit where credit is due, all of this information comes from the Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. The agenda, we're going to do a protection prayer. We're going to look at the definition of abundance, examining your consciousness, what does your spirit think, and what is money. Protection Prayer by James Freeman. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The mind of God guides me. The life of God flows through me. The laws of God direct me. The power of God abides within me. The joy of God uplifts me. The strength of God renews me. The beauty of God inspires me. Wherever I am, God is. Let it be unto you and unto me, as it was said and written, Ashe and Amen. Abundance. The definition of abundance by John Randolph Price in his book, The Abundance Book, is as follows: an all sufficiency of supply, a full measure of infinite good. You're not getting a little bit, you're not getting a portion, you're not getting a piece of the pie, you're getting a full measure of infinite good. You're getting an all sufficiency of supply. You're not being nickeled and dimed. You're not getting shortchanged. You're getting a full measure, an all sufficiency of supply. In the invisible, it is the creative energy of God, also called substance. So when we see the word substance, when I read this definition, the first thing I thought of was in the Bible, Hebrews, the 11th chapter and the first verse, where faith is the substance of things hoped for. So abundance is substance, the invisible energy of God that we call substance. So if you would substitute substance in that verse with abundance, it would be faith is the abundance of things hoped for. All right. In the visible world, it is the energy made manifest as money and every other good thing required for a free and harmonious life in this third dimensional world. So in the invisible, abundance is substance. It's the creative energy of God. In the visible, that energy is made manifest as money. One way abundance is made manifest is as money, and abundance is also made manifest in other ways, that you would consider, that you would deem to make your life easy and enjoyable and harmonious. So everybody is going to be different. Some people, they need in order for them to have a free and harmonious life, it would be, abundance would manifest itself as a 5-bedroom house. or a yacht, or diamond rings, or gold jewelry, or Bitcoin, or stocks. But one way that abundance makes itself manifest in this third dimensional world, or this 3D world, is through money. So abundance is an all sufficiency of supply, a full measure of infinite good. It expresses itself in two ways. Abundance expresses itself in the invisible, what we don't see with our natural eyes, and the visible, what we do see with our natural eyes. So in the invisible, it is the creative energy of God, also called substance. In the visible world, it is the energy made manifest as money and every other good thing required for a free and harmonious life in this third dimensional world. Okay? All right. Examining your consciousness. Ask yourself the following questions. Do you have an aversion to wealth? Like you are just repulsed at the idea of the wealthy and wealth? Do you object to being rich? Do you think being rich, do you fall in that philosophy, more money, more problems? Oh, I don't want all that money because then I'm gonna have a bunch of fake people around me. I won't be able to trust people. I'll have to pay more taxes. Do you come up with all these objections or excuses for why you don't want to be rich? Do you have an aversion to wealth? Do you hate wealthy people? Are you bitter and angry toward wealthy people? Do you believe in the philosophy, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poor, and the rich are just greedy millionaires and billionaires, and they don't care about the middle class, and they just want us to suffer? If you've made any of those comments, or even things that I haven't mentioned, you need to check yourself, because you think that you're directing it toward a person, but you're really directing it towards yourself, as we're going to see later. And you're really stopping the flow of money in your life because it's just energy. You think that, you protesting against CEOs making all of this money and being angry and bitter and just so emotional, and you really think that you're standing up for a cause, but what you're doing is blocking the flow of money in your life. And it has nothing to do with that person. Now we could have the conversation about greed in America, and that's mentioned in this book, The Energy of Greed. And I'm not going to go into that, but be mindful of your intentions behind what you say when we talk about wealth and abundance and money. Does the word abundance bother you? Can you have conversations about money without it turning negative, without it diminishing the value of another person, without you being critical of another person, without you bad mouthing another person, without you talking about lack and limitation? Oh, it's so hard, and gas prices going up, and oh my God, food is so expensive, and the rent, but I'm not making any more money, but everything is going up. What is your conversation like? That's blocking the flow of money in your life. If you have the slightest reservations, then you better check your belief system regarding God. If your answers to these questions it didn't feel good in your body, or certain parts of your body tensed up, then you need to check yourself. Because really, as we'll see in the next slide, really your aversion to wealth, or your relationship with wealth and money, reflects your relationship with God. which in turn reflects your relationship with yourself. Examining your consciousness continue. God is omnipresent wealth, meaning God is wealth everywhere. It's always present. Always present. There's never a time, a second, a minute that wealth is not present in your life. Now, whether you are aware of it, whether you observe it, is a different, conversation, and what this whole video series will help you work on. But wealth is always present, just like God is always present. And if God is wealth, which God is always present. Wealth is always present. Wealth is always present. Wealth is always present. Write it down, make it an affirmation. But wealth is always present because God is always present. And as long as human beings are on this earth and we are individualizations of God, just by us being on this planet, just by humans existing, proves that wealth is always present because we are an expression of God. So every time you see another human being, you see the presence of wealth. You see the presence of God because God dwells in all of us. So wealth is always present. The infinite riches of the universe, the lavish abundance of creation. God is the infinite riches of the universe, the lavish abundance of creation. Every time you go outside and look at nature, you are looking at abundance. You are looking at wealth. If you deny unlimited prosperity, you are denying yourself because you are the image of omnipresent wealth, the expression of the infinite riches of the universe as individualization of lavish abundance. So anytime you speak negative about money, you're speaking negative about yourself because you are an expression of God on this planet, in this earth. So if God is infinite riches, if God is omnipresent wealth, if God is lavish abundance, so are you. And if you speak negatively about money, wealth, abundance, then you're speaking negatively about yourself. And the more you speak negatively about yourself, the more that's going to show up in your life. Every time you say something negative about money, you're saying something negative about yourself. What does your spirit think? The spirit within you is forever thinking thoughts of abundance, which is its true nature. Your true nature is abundance. It's not lack and limitation. Remember, I said it in my past videos. Poverty is a man-made concept. You were born wealthy. You were born with infinite wealth and riches within you because God is within you. The God within you is always thinking thoughts of abundance. That's its true nature. It doesn't know anything about lack. It doesn't know anything about limitation. It looks at lack and limitation like, what is that? What? I don't understand. What are you talking about? That doesn't what? And it doesn't even address it because you can't address something that does not exist. So it doesn't even put it in its radar. God doesn't even put lack of limitation in she's radar because it doesn't exist. I can't think about something that doesn't exist. I don't know about anything that doesn't exist. So when we're sitting here complaining about money, God is looking at us like, what are they complaining about? What is that? What is that? Because I don't see that. All I see is wealth, prosperity, and abundance. What are they doing down there? If you look at God being outside of yourself, like what? Huh? They don't even make sense. Who are they? Who are they even talking to? What are they even saying? Like, it doesn't even compute with God. Lack and limitation does not compute with God because it does not exist. That's not who you are. Since thoughts of lack or limitation can never be registered or entertained in this infinite mind, and I just said that, then the principle of law of supply must be one of total and continuous all sufficiency. It's like the God within you is continuously all day long, 24/7, 365 days, 366 days, if it's a leap year, it's continuously supply. It's all sufficient, never runs out. It's just a well-oiled machine. It's always producing abundance. It's always producing wealth. You're never without. It can't, God cannot even entertain that thought because it does not exist. That's why when people talk about, oh, the world is going to end and climate change and we're no longer going to exist, I don't believe that. Because God is infinite, wealth and abundance. For life not to exist, it means that God is not infinite abundance. Now, yes, we need to take better care of the planet, but life will always exist because that is an expression of God's infinite and lavish abundance, life. Quit playing, people. Quit playing with yourself and quit believing the lies and the illusions that the media and your parents and your grandparents and your neighbors and your community and your teachers and your peers want to tell you. No, infinite. We are infinite people. Wealth is all around us. There's never a moment where we are lacking. Never. It does not even exist. We're having conversations about something that doesn't even exist. It only exists because we say it exists, but we're really lying. Lack and limitation does not exist. We're lying. We're perpetuating a lie. What is money? Money is an effect. And I put this in brackets because this is my own words. Money is an effect, the result of an action, cause and effect. In order to have an effect, in order for there to be a result, something had to cause it. Things just don't happen, right? Things just don't happen. There is a cause for everything. And money is just an effect of a cause. It's just an effect. The key is you have to understand and figure out what that cause is. So money is an effect, the result of an action, an appearance of what you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. That's all money is. Money is a physical, tangible expression or an appearance of what we see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. Poverty has a smell. Poverty has a taste. Poverty feels a certain way. Poverty has a certain sound. Poverty looks a certain way. So does wealth, abundance, and riches, and prosperity. Prosperity has a look. Prosperity has a sound that's different than poverty. Prosperity tastes different than poverty. Prosperity has a different feel than poverty. And prosperity smells differently. So a prosperous person versus a person who ascribes to lack and limitation will see the world totally different, will hear the world totally different, will taste the world totally different, will touch the world totally different, will feel the world totally different, and will smell the world totally different. So however you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell, money will be an appearance or an effect of that, or the result of that. When you concentrate on the effect, you are forgetting the cause, and when you forget the cause, the effect begins to diminish. So when you focus your attention on getting money, you are actually shutting off your supply, because you're so focused on getting the money that you're not focused on the supply. It's like being focused on a car. You can focus on a car all day long, but in order to enjoy the benefits of the car, you have to focus on the cause. What causes the car to go? The keys in your hand. So it's not about focusing on the effect, the money. You have to focus on the cause. What caused you to get the money? Keep doing what caused you to get the money, and the money will continue to grow and increase in your life. You must begin this very moment to cease believing that money is your substance, your supply, your support, your security, or your safety. Money is not, but God is. You must look to God alone as the source and take your mind completely off the outer effect. Money is not your substance. Money is not your supply. Money is not your support. Money is not your security. Money is not your safety. God is. If you focus on God, if you focus on the God within you, the presence of God within you, you will never be without money. Because it's impossible for you to be without money if you're focusing on the God within you, who is infinite wealth, continuous, all-sufficient supply. It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible to be without money if that's what you're focusing on. You're focusing on the supply. It's like I'm looking at plants right now. I'm looking at plants. If all I did was just focus on the leaves of the plants, then I wouldn't be able to grow healthy plants, the plants that I see. If all I did was just look at if all I did was direct my attention and all my energy on the leaves, what would happen? The plant would eventually die. No, I have to focus on the dirt. I have to focus on the environment, the source of what's keeping these plants healthy and alive. I have to focus on the source, not the effect. The effect is them growing tall, the green leaves. That's the effect. Or them growing. Some of them are like vine type of plants, so they grow long. Some of them, they grow tall. So if all I focused on was them growing tall, or them growing long, or the leaves being green, they would die, because that's just the effect. That's just the appearance. I need to focus on the cause. The cause would be the dirt. The cause would be the nutrients in the dirt. The cause would be the pot that I put the plant in. The cause would be the environment. Is it too warm? Is it too cold? Is it enough sun? Is it too much sun? I have to focus on the cause. And then the effect will be a healthy plant that's growing tall or growing long with green leaves. The same with money. Stop focusing on the money. That's just an effect. That's just an appearance. That's just the result of the cause. You got to focus on the cause, which is God. God is the supply. God is your support. God is your security. God is your substance. God is your safety, not the money. That's why you can't keep it. That's why it's diminishing. That's why, you know, it's slowly or quickly, depending on your situation, just um trickling away, because you're focused on the money. And as soon as you switch your focus on the God within you, the presence within you, then you'll get ideas to go here, go there, apply for this job, talk to this person, write this book, write this song, start this business, you know, design this dress, paint this picture, take this picture, um design this car. It's when you start focusing on the presence within you, the divine within you, you'll find out that the ideas within you are endless. They're endless. And in some way, shape, or form, as long as you keep acting on those ideas and bringing those ideas to life, money will come. That it has to. It has to come. You don't create something and there's no abundance attached to it. If that's what your spirit told you to do and to create and to bring to fruition, abundance is attached to that thing. In some way, shape, or form, abundance is attached to that thing. So once again, you must begin this very moment to cease believing that money is your substance, your supply, your support, your security, or your safety. Money is not, but God is. You must look to God alone as the source and take your mind completely off the outer effect. We ended with Louise Hay, a quote from or by Louise Hay. Your prosperity consciousness is not dependent on money. Your flow of money is dependent on your prosperity consciousness. As you can conceive of more, more will come into your life. Reverend Ike says it in one of his sermons. He was like, in the Bible, it tells you you're only going to get more of what you already have. As you can conceive of more, more will come into your life. There is an ocean of abundance available. There is plenty for everyone. Get out of that competition of, oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. I got to take from you because it's not enough, or I can't share with you because it's not enough. It is enough. It's more than enough. There is plenty for everyone. If you're in a mindset of competition, of envy, of jealousy, then you're just blocking your wealth flow. You're operating from the ego. If can't share an idea, or you can't share a resource because you so afraid that, oh, that person came up with a more creative idea than me and they'll take my business from me. If you're in that mindset, you're blocking your flow of money because there's enough for everybody. It does not hurt you to refer someone else, even if that person is doing the same thing you're doing. It's not going to take away from you to refer that person's business or service. If anything, it's going to bring more to you because you are not operating from a spirit of lack and competition and it's not enough and greed and, oh, I got to hold on to this. There's plenty for everyone. You cannot rob another and they cannot rob you. And in no way can you drain the ocean dry. There is always more. Now, obviously, there has to be balance with that. When we get into greed and hoarding things, But in this quote is being spoken from a place of balance, that there's enough for me and there's enough for you. There's more than enough for me and more than enough for you.